G'day guys, we're back here again with a late 2006 iMac. Last time we installed and tested OSX Lion, which seemed to work okay, but today I thought we would try and install Windows Tiny10 and see if it performs any better. You can multi-boot Mac OS X and Windows, but I think we'll just wipe the hard drive and do a clean install of Tiny10. I've written Windows Tiny10 to this cheap 8GB flash drive using Rufus for UEFI and not MBR. We'll plug it all in and turn it on. We held down the Alt key on our Windows keyboard when powering this on to get to the boot menu, and we're just going to select our flash drive, which is EFI boot, and hopefully it boots to the Windows Tiny10 installer. Unfortunately, it just sat at the black screen and never actually loaded the Windows 10 installer. So instead I've burnt Windows Tiny10 to a DVD rewritable, and we'll see if that loads. That looks a bit better, but I can't select one or two. I think we'll restart and try again. I think this time, after clicking, I'll keep pressing 1 and enter to see if I can trick it into selecting the first option. That looks like it worked. I saw something flash on the screen, and here's the Windows 10 installer. Wait, doesn't look good. We had the logo briefly. I can hear the DVD drive still spinning, so I think we'll give it a few minutes just in case it hasn't locked up. The light on the bottom of my mouse has gone off and there's no lights on the keyboard, so it doesn't look good. So after about 10 minutes of the blinking cursor, we did finally get to the installer page, so that's a bit of a relief. I was worried. Let's go next, install now. So I'm going to do a fresh install. I'm not going to dual boot with Mac OS X, so we'll delete all the existing partitions. Okay. OS X wasn't too hard to install. I did install from the flash drive, so that wasn't a big problem. So if we do want to reinstall in the future, it's pretty simple. Let's go next. It looks like it's going to take a while to install, so we'll come back when it's finished. That didn't take too long. It did restart a few times and eject the installation DVD. So we'll leave it as US for now. So yes, US keyboard. We'll give it a name. We'll call it iMac. Nice and easy. No password. I want to turn as much tracking off as possible. Hey, and here's the desktop. We'll open up Task Manager. So you can see we've got our Core 2 Duo T7400, dual core obviously. Got 4GB of RAM detected, but only 3GB available. That's because we've got the 32-bit OS. So no surprises there. And as mentioned, it is idling at around 700 meg RAM. The 64-bit version uses around 1.5GB idle, so something to keep in mind. And we've got our 1TB SATA hard drive. We'll see what drivers are installed. Got a device manager. So there's not too many missing. Obviously, it's using the generic display adapter. We've got 2 unknowns, or a performance counter and an unknown. One of our USB inputs has flagged. I wonder what that is. We'll have to look into that as well. See what device that is. Do we have internet? We do have Wi-Fi. I'll install the drivers and we'll come back. And we're back. So it's been a few days since the last clip, and although the Apple 21 Bootcamp drivers from archive.org mostly worked, there's a pretty big issue with the graphics card driver. Windows Tiny10 doesn't come with .NET 3.5 out of the box, and the tools required to install it normally have been removed since they are apparently quite large. I have tried manually downloading and running the official offline installer from Microsoft, but it does fail with an error every time. There were a few people online mentioning that using DISM in command prompt works fine, but for me, it just kept saying it couldn't find the files. I got the same error using a flash drive as the source, a DVD as the source, and even a Windows 10 21H2 32-bit DVD, which is what Windows Tiny10 is based on. I also tried manually installing the cab file through PowerShell, but it also fails with an error. Without .NET 3.5, AMD's Catalyst control panel can't run, and there's a bunch of graphical glitches like a transparent taskbar and start menu. So it's not really usable. I think I'm going to throw in the towel and admit defeat on trying to get Windows Tiny10 running on this 2006 iMac. Instead, I think we'll try and install Windows 10 LTSC. This is a lot heavier than Tiny10, and it is 64-bit, so I'm not sure if Apple's EFI is even going to detect and run the installer. But let's restart and find out. Just holding down the Alt key as we power it on once again. Now it does detect a Windows CD, so we'll see if it can try and boot it. I forgot about this issue, so we'll restart and we'll do it again, this time holding 1 and mashing the Enter key. So again, we'll click on the Windows CD, and as soon as I click on it, I will keep mashing 1 and Enter. Didn't quite make it that time. We'll try once more. It did take around 6 or 7 attempts mashing the 1 and Enter keys, but I was able to finally make it boot the installation DVD. So we're partway through the installer. I'm going to do a fresh install. So I'm going to delete all the existing partitions and we'll go next. It does seem to be installing, so we'll come back when it's finished. Interestingly, the first restart after finishing its initial install did automatically boot back to the CD. So I've had to hold down Alt again to bring up the EFI menu. We'll try boot from the hard drive. Thankfully, that did seem to work. Annoyingly, it did do a few resets before getting to this point, and each time I had to hold down Alt, but we're finally at the end of the installer. Go US, next, keyboard layouts, fine, skip. We'll call it iMac once again. No password. We'll try and disable as much as we can. So we're finally on the Windows 10 desktop, and the first thing I want to do is eject the installation DVD so it doesn't keep booting from it. Perfect. Next we'll open up Task Manager. We can see we are using 1.2 gig, 1.1 gig of RAM, just idling. It's a little bit more than the 700 meg on the Tiny10 32-bit, and we are still limited to the 3 gig of RAM. I'm assuming the last gig is reserved for the graphics card. Looking at Device Manager, we are missing the same drivers out of the box as Tiny10, and although it says sound does work, there is actually no sound. As you can see, whisper quiet. I think I'll try and install all the drivers again. I'll also disable Windows Update and Windows Defender just to free up that little bit extra resources. I'll install a few apps and games and we'll come back. To disable Windows Update and Windows Defender, I'll just go to GP Edit, go to Admin Templates, Windows Components, and we'll scroll down to Defender Antivirus. And I want to turn off Windows Defender Antivirus, so let's open that up and change it to Enabled. Click Apply. Click OK. Now we want to scroll down a little bit on the left and go to Windows Update. Go to Configure Automatic Updates and change it to Disabled. Click Apply. Click OK. Close that off. We also want to disable the system tray icon for Windows Defender. So that's opening up Task Manager, going across to Startup, right-clicking on Security Notification, going Disable. Everything did install correctly, thankfully, mainly because this version of Windows does come with .NET 3.5, hasn't been stripped out. The boot camp setup is 32-bit. And it doesn't run on 64-bit, it throws an error. There you go there. So what I did was went to the bootcamp folder, drivers, and manually installed all the drivers that we needed. So if you go into Apple, there is a 64-bit folder there. Just installed all the ones we need. With ATI for the graphics card, I just ran ATI setup, no issues there. And for sound, it was Sigmatel. So again, just the top one. With that out of the way, I think we'll start off with some YouTube playback. We'll start off with one of my older videos. We'll try running it windowed mode, not full screen, full 1080p, standard bitrate. See how we go. We'll skip through to some animations. So it's a little bit slow skipping. And we are dropping some frames at the top. Visually, it's not too bad. It does seem to be related to the network. It doesn't seem to be buffering very well. So I think we'll pause that. We'll go down to 720. We'll go full screen. So full screen, we are still dropping frames at 720. I'll see if I can skip through. So visually it looks fine, but we are dropping a handful of about a third of the frames. Doesn't seem to be any issues buffering this time though, which is good. We'll bump it down to 480. 360 is the other option. The computer is lagging, as you can see. There we are, 360. We are still dropping frames even at 360, but it is visually smooth. So full screen YouTube, not the best experience, but if we go back to windowed at 360s, only dropping 1 or 2 frames every now and then, and it's stopped completely. So 360p windowed, if we go half screen, just to lower the window size, change it back to 720, and 720p at this in windowed does seem fine. 0 drop frames. So for basic YouTube playback, I think you'd be fine. Just try to limit it to split screen since it does struggle full screen. We'll close out of this and we'll try some local media playback. So I've got H.264 1080p, just Big Buck Bunny as a test. Go full screen. The taskbar is drawing over the LC window, which is a bit annoying. There we go. So visually it looks fine. We'll open up statistics. And we've only lost a handful of frames, nothing too bad. So full 1080p, full screen local media playback, perfectly fine. We'll try 4K, but I don't think it's going to handle it. And even in split screen, it is dropping more frames than it's displaying. So 4K local media playback, no, but full HD 1080 perfectly fine. I think we'll try a few games. More modern games like Turok or Jump King just don't work because we are using a very old graphics card. It doesn't support any of the modern DirectX's or OpenGL versions, so they are just not going to run. Older games like Portable RA obviously work perfectly, and obviously still a lot of fun to play. I think next we'll try old school RuneScape using Runelite. So windowed mode doesn't seem too bad. Definitely playable, a little bit laggy, but nothing that's going to hinder your experience. I think light bossing would be okay doing this, but you wouldn't want to do anything super graphically intensive. Also, I'm sure a lot of the new areas with lots of polygons would create a fair bit of lag. We'll try full screen. And full screen is a lot laggier. It's quite unpleasant, but if you're just doing something like AFK fishing or woodcutting, I'd say it's not that big of an issue. But then you wouldn't need to be full screen to do AFK activities. But going back to windowed mode, definitely playable, which is pretty impressive considering it's 2006 CPU. Overall, I think the 2006 iMac performed a lot better running Windows 10 than it did on Mac OS X. But I am obviously biased because I use Windows 10 a lot more than I use Mac OS. YouTube playback wasn't too bad. As long as you keep it windowed, or ideally split screen, and not full screen, and try and keep it around 720p, it's definitely playable. Full HD local media playback was fine, H.264, no issues there. It obviously struggled with 4K, but I would have been very surprised if it could handle it. Modern games just aren't going to work on this due to the old graphics card, but if you keep the titles fairly old and period correct, so stuff like Halo, obviously Red Alert, maybe some light emulation, that'll be perfectly fine. I was surprised how well old school RuneScape ran on this. Again, full screen was incredibly laggy, but keeping the default window size was perfectly playable, at least in low polygon areas. Also, 64-bit Windows did install perfectly on this, even though everything I read online said it was only a 32-bit EFI, and it won't load 64-bit installers without doing a whole bunch of additional steps. The major hurdle was having to mash the 1 and Enter key when trying to get it to boot from the CD. If you are stuck on that step, don't give up hope, just keep mashing it faster and you should get there eventually. I think that'll do it for today. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.